Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you want to build a massive, wide back, you might be thinking you're totally out of luck if you don't have a pull-up bar. Well, we're about to completely destroy that excuse. We're breaking down 5 brutal, home-based alternatives to cold steel that will force your back to grow. Let's get right into it. So, no pull-up bar? The source material we're looking at today makes one thing brutally clear right out of the gate. If you're staying narrow and fragile because you claim you lack equipment, you're just kidding yourself. That is a lack of effort, pure and simple, not a lack of gear. The core concept here is actually pretty simple. Your muscle fibers, they don't have eyes. They literally don't care and don't know if you're hanging from a custom machined steel bar or your living room furniture. The only things they understand are the tension you apply to them and the angles you use to pull. Section 1. Excuses and the pull mechanism. To really understand this, we need to break down what a pull-up actually is, biologically speaking. Fundamentally, it's just a vertical pull that forces your lats, traps, and biceps to work in perfect unison. And how does it do that? By driving your elbows down and violently squeezing your shoulder blades together. Once you master that specific logic, you can recreate that exact mechanism anywhere. Section 2. Floor and table rows. Let's start right on the ground with a horizontal mutation called the floor lat slide. You're going to lie face down, grab a towel to slide on, extend your arms, and pull your entire body forward. But here's the catch. You have to drive those elbows down hard, like you're trying to literally break the tiles beneath you. Do not just wiggle around on the floor like a dying worm using momentum, or stick your neck up like a confused turtle. Keep your neck straight and make your lats do the real work. The reason this works so incredibly well boils down to basic physics. Resistance equals friction. Because you're pulling your own dead weight against the floor, the harder you push those elbows down into the ground, the more brutal it is to pull yourself forward. Honestly, if your lats aren't absolutely on fire after 10 reps of this, you just aren't pushing hard enough. Okay, next up, we're fighting gravity with a heavy-hitting table row. Since you don't have a barbell, your dining table is going to step up. But listen, here is a serious reality check directly from our source, a literal core man. Warning. If your table is made of cheap plastic or it's held together by hopes and prayers, do not do this. You need a genuinely sturdy piece of furniture, otherwise you're going to break the table and smash your face. To execute this, slide under the table, grip the edge about shoulder width apart, keep your body totally perfectly straight, and pull. And here is the absolute crucial metric you cannot ignore. 3 full seconds. You have to pull until your chest physically touches the wood. None of that pathetic head-bobbing half-rep stuff. Then you must control your descent for 3 full seconds to maximize that gravity cheat. That time under tension is what forces your lats, rhomboids, and traps to adapt and grow. Section 3. Door hacks for tension. All right, so maybe you don't trust your dining table or you're understandably worried about your teeth. Totally fine. Let's move over to a doorway and literally build a professional-grade suspension trainer out of your laundry. For bedsheet rows, you take a thick bedsheet, tie a massive, solid knot right in the middle, and throw it over the top of the door. But pay attention here. You absolutely must pull against the side of the door that closes towards you, and you have to lock it. If you set this up on the wrong side and someone opens the door, you are going to fly backward and crack your skull. What's so fascinating about this setup is how you completely control the resistance just by moving your feet. If you stand far back, well, that's barely a warm-up. Move to a medium distance, okay, now we're getting heavy. But when you walk your feet in close to the door, that completely drops the angle, lets gravity take over, and delivers absolutely brutal tension. That right there is where the V-taper is born. Still at the doorway, we've also got the door frame pull. No sheet required for this one. You just grip the door frame tightly with your fingers, walk your feet to the base, and lean back. Form is everything here. You have to keep your entire body as rigid as a steel rod. Do not sag your butt and look pathetic. You need that straight, rigid line to actually force the back to work. Oh, and please, check your door hinges before you try this. Section 4. The posture fixer. Let's address a critical issue that basically all of us deal with. The damage we do by spending 10 hours a day hunched over laptops looking like a depressed question mark. Enter the prone YTW raise. You lie face down on the floor, lift your arms and chest slightly. Step 1, raise your arms up into a Y shape. Step 2, bring them straight out to a T shape. Step 3, pull those elbows down and back into a W shape. And step 4 is the absolute key to the whole thing. Squeeze and hold for 2 full seconds. This sequence specifically targets your deep stabilizers, the lower traps, rhomboids, and rear delts. Those are the exact muscles that pull your shoulders back and give your upper body that 3D carved out look. But to actually make this work, you have to follow the golden rule of back training. You must violently squeeze your shoulder blades together in every single position. Seriously, this isn't about moving heavy weight. I know it looks like some easy warm-up stretch, but I guarantee you, by the second round, if you are actually squeezing those muscles, your upper back will be screaming for mercy. It's time to stop slouching and fix that frame. Section 5. The Protocol to Failure. All right, you've got the 5 movements in your arsenal. Now let's lay out the exact relentless protocol you have to follow to actually trigger real growth. You're going to perform 2 to 3 rounds per exercise. Between those rounds, you need to take exactly 60 to 90 seconds of rest. Your muscle fibers literally need that time to clear out metabolic waste before the next assault. Don't rush it, but definitely don't get too comfortable, and please, for the love of God, stop arbitrarily counting to 10 reps. Because the most crucial takeaway of this entire explainer is this: you must go until technical failure. That means your set is only over when your perfect form starts to break down, or your muscles physically refuse to pull your weight anymore. If you stop just because you hit a magic number, you are leaving gains on the table. Going to failure is how you create tension, and that is how you force your back to grow. So now that you understand the mechanics, you've seen the angles, and you realize you've had the tools sitting right inside your home this whole time, I want to leave you with one final question. Which of these 5 brutal alternatives are you going to put to the test today to start building that massive back? You've got the knowledge, the excuses are officially gone, get to work.